getting the most bang for your buck buying a foreclosure. Probably in those markets that have been hit the worst is probably where you can get your biggest bang. And I'm going to go to another slide in a minute, but this is very interesting. Future of title insurance in Florida. One of the things that this crisis has brought to everyone's attention is the importance of title insurance. I remember there was a time, we would do these real estate claims. That's title insurance. I'm never going to use it. It's the biggest waste I've ever had. Let me tell you, I have a number of clients right now who bought homes on the steps of the foreclosure. Fortunately, they got title insurance from Western Title. Yes, that's a plug for Western Title. And they now have some mortgages and foreclosures that are in the chain of title that may or may not have been done properly. And so they're saying, hey, I got title insurance, you figure it out. And that's exactly what title insurance is for. But what's interesting is that the title insurance companies are all responding in a different way to this crisis. Old Republic initially, and they got a lot of press, said we are not going to insure any mortgages for GMAC because we don't trust their foreclosure process. Fidelity then said, we're getting an indemnification from Bank of America, and therefore we'll insure anything for Bank of America because they're giving us an indemnification. Now, we did our foreclosures mistakenly. They don't never say, fraud. They just say there were some mistakes, some Scrivener errors, whatever. We will indemnify them. Old Republic then says, you know what, we don't worry about GMAC. So they decided to lift their requirement, that their restrictions on agents from doing title with GMAC. And then Fidelity says, well, for all the other banks, we want all of you to give us an indemnity too. The other banks said, no, we're not giving you an indemnity because we don't think we have to and we don't want to. And they probably were secretly talking to Old Republic and First American, who said, don't worry about Fidelity. We'll take on the risk and we'll be glad to write title insurance for you banks. And we don't care if there was fraud or anything. We'll accept that risk. So Old Republic, First American, all these other guys now have told agents like me that they'll be glad to continue insuring real estate at the steps and REO. Fidelity has told us that unless it's Bank of America, I'm supposed to somehow go out, get an indemnification the night before the sale, get the indemnity, and then they'll insure it, which means that it's an impossible model. I'll only be able to write title insurance on Fidelity with Bank of America. Otherwise, I'm stuck, back, doing with Old Republic or First American. So, literally, this is like a shootout now. I mean, these guys are like eating each other, and ultimately, these guys are taking a lot of risk. I mean, at the same time, it's impressive that they're willing to do it, but we could end up seeing a title insurance bailout if this crisis really, goes to its ultimate extent. And so Fidelity's being careful. The irony with Fidelity is they actually have some major responsibility for this crisis because they have some subsidiaries that actually were involved with preparing some of these fraudulent documents for the banks. And so it's just a very, very bizarre time.